for you to love Kiss and then you love Van Halen and then you get to obviously work with the Kiss guys and then you get to work with David Lee Roth as well? I mean, they must have been career highlights for you.
It was strange because, you know, these were my childhood heroes and into my adult life, you know, heroes as well. And it's very strange to be a part of that musical history.
Yeah.
And it's so strange to me that I'm afraid that I'm going to wake up, you know, one morning and go, whoa, I had this crazy dream that I was friends with these guys and I did this and I had these records out and played these big concerts. You know, I'm just worried that one day I'll wake up and have this crazy dream, you know, which has happened because, you know, people have dreams that are so real. You're like, oh my God, I had this dream and it was so real and blah, 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 you know. So I don't take it for granted. And I'm very appreciative of it. That's for sure.
I was chatting to Steve Vai last week, and we were talking about, you know, obviously because he was the first one in David Lee Roth's band. Like it must have been so, like it must have been really hard for him to kind of step into that position just as David goes solo, and all, you know, eyes and ears are going to be on him going, you know, is he too Eddie? Is he, you know, everything else? And I mean, did you have an element of that? Because I guess, you know, you're younger than those guys, so you're sort of stepping in the shadows or the shoes of like Eddie and then Steve Vai. And
yeah, I you know what I really liked about when Steve Vai went in and started playing with David Lee Roth is that he was still Steve Vai.
yeah,
And that I think is the most important thing. He was and is incredible, is just like the greatest. You know, I love Eddie, of course, and I love Steve Vai, but these are two different players. And Eddie has his own style, Steve Vai has his own style. But when Steve Vai, you know, started playing with Dave, it was so Steve Vai. And that's what's, I think, so great, you know? And that's what I try to do. A lot of people, they always say, you have to have your own style. And that's the hardest thing to do. You know, you can learn licks and you can do all this stuff, but to have your own style is something really imperative, and it's very difficult as well.
yeah, it's like every musician's quest, isn't it? And not all achieve
Yeah.
it.
Right. Yeah. It's a small list that really have their own kind of style.
So obviously you have the Kiss collection. Are you like that with guitars as well? I think it was didn't Joe Bonamassa buy a guitar from you? He was showing it to me. I'm sure it was a Telly, and it had only
Yes.
been owned by one other person or something, or it would been
Yeah.
it come from the shop.
I have a crazy amount of guitars, and you know, it's so funny because I have so many guitars, but like 98% of the time I play this. And I was like, and I have like this storage locker just full of them. And, you know, I was like, wow, this is so weird to like, you know, I love guitars so much and I just have them like hiding in the storage locker. And with the lockdown, I couldn't even get to my guitars, like different guitars I wanted to play on different songs. So I played the whole record on this because I couldn't get to any of my other guitars. So, you know, I have a lot of them, yes, to answer the question.
You have a lot of them, which you don't need. But I guess there's no such thing, is there really? You always need more. So is that a signature guitar then?
It is. It is a signature guitar, yes. And I just, with the history of Fender, I went to Fender and I was like, oh, okay, I want to have it like a 60s style neck and a double bound telly, like the old custom Telecasters from the 60s. And I wanted the double humbucker, like the, you know, the deluxe Fender Telecaster Deluxe. And I wanted a little kill switch in here. And all that cool stuff. And they hit it out of the park. And I have another guitar coming out next year called the Ghost, and it's all white. It's just beautiful. It's even the neck, the fretboard, everything is white, and
oh wow,
it is gorgeous. And I'm super excited. I don't really talk about it that much, but yeah, it is going to be coming out. And even the case is white, and you open it up, it's red, and it says John 5 Ghost. It's really beautiful. So I'm super excited about that.
And that's going to be another telly, is it?
Yeah, it's going to be another Telecaster signature model. And I like that I don't put my name anywhere on the guitar, because, you know, if people aren't a fan of me, but they love the guitar, still, that's great, you know, because it's a wonderful guitar. And I see a lot of people playing these John 5 models, and because I don't like to put my name anywhere on there, but it's Fender made such an incredible guitar. It really, I'm so honored to have my name associated with such an amazing company.
Ghost sounds incredible. So is that got the humbuckers as well?
Yeah, it has the humbuckers, just for, like, you know, because I play heavy music, and it really works well. It just is, it sounds perfect. And I had this chrome pickguard, and like, I play so much, I had to change this out. Fender is actually the one that had to change it out. There was a dip. Okay, so it's chrome, and there was a dip in the chrome like this. So, like, because I would play so much, so this would just, like, I was wearing into the chrome because I was playing so much. But you can tell, and this chrome is brand new, but you can tell.
Oh yeah, it's starting to wear off.
Yeah, it's starting to wear even that much too, you know. So I just play too much guitar or something like that. I don't know.
I guess there's no such thing. But so how many hours do you think you play that day then?
Well, I'll wake up, it's so ridiculous, but it sounds so stupid, but I'll wake up, I'll have some water, I'll have, like, maybe a banana or something, and I'll play for a couple hours. Then I will have, you know, something to eat, like a lunch or something, and I'll just play and play and play until I have to do interviews or life stuff. But it really revolves around a lot playing. And then it'll go on and go on, and I'll brush my teeth, and I'll sit down and play before I go to bed as well. So it's a lot. And my wife's friends, because she, like, talks on speakerphone, so you'll hear just this crazy guitar playing in the background. They're like, oh my God, what is going on over there? You know, so it's just like always, because she'll be on the phone and I'll just be like playing and stuff, and just people will be like, what is going on? You know, so it's fun.
Your wife must go to bed just with that in her head, like constantly.
Yeah. And it gets pretty tiresome. Like, but you know, she's a trooper, because it'll be like 4 hours, you know.
So is that the kind of thing that you're doing? You're just doing the kind of tapping and
everything. It'll be like, you know, just any kind of, like, anything that I'll do. It'll be country stuff, rock stuff, jazz stuff, just anything that will come into my head, and I'll just play all the time. Wow.
I mean, it's inspiring, that's for sure. I mean, I definitely need to up my game as far as practice goes.
or I should, you know, not practice that much, because, you know, sometimes people say you got to live life, you know, and things like that. But I really enjoy it. You know, it's a comfort.
Yeah.
It's like having your whoopee.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you enjoy it, then that's all that matters, isn't it?
Right,
so can you remember the first thing that you learned on the guitar? Like, as in the first kind of recognizable riff?
I learned That's what I learned. And I learned it for my dad's birthday. And I remember playing it for him. And he had a birthday party and I came down and I played it. Yeah.
It's a great one, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's today.
Yeah, and I do it for like people on I don't think I play Happy Birthday more than I played it in the last couple of years, but because people, it'll be their birthday on Cameo and I'll, wish them a happy birthday and I'll play these crazy guitar solos for them and they love it. And I mean, if I can make someone smile, on their birthday, then that's good.
And I guess you've learned how to shred it, give it the shred version now, as opposed to playing back then. Yeah.
Even if they don't ask for it,
you're getting it.
You're getting it. Right.
Amazing. That's brilliant. Okay, cool. I mean, is there any advice you can give me then? As obviously I'm a year into this kind of crazy guitar journey.
Now, here's something. What is something like, what do you listen to? What do you love? What's something that you're really into right now?
I mean, I've always been in love with the guitar, and I love Led Zeppelin and I love Hendrix. Okay. And then I find that the stuff that I've sort of been leaning towards more, that I'm sort of learning, is kind of blues stuff. I find it easier to play. But I do love AC/DC, and I know that's probably quite an easy-ish one to learn, maybe.
So if you love, AC/DC, if there's a certain song you love that you're like, oh, I really love this. If you learn a little bit of that, and this is just from experience, this is what happened with me. Like if you love it's just one chord and three hits, right away what that is, you start, and it's something you could just start out with. And you're like, wow, I can do it. And that's what made me excited too. Or Led Zeppelin. Anything like that. That kind of thing, it will make you so excited to go, wow, I can play a little bit of, Heartbreaker, or I can play a little bit of Highway to Hell or something. And that will make you go, oh, I want to learn a little bit more. And that's what I've always tried to do, is teach people and learn what you love.
Okay. Yeah, and I guess because a lot of riffs are recycled in a way, a roundabout kind of way, aren't they? So I guess if you learn a riff to whatever, then you can kind of alter it slightly and do your own interpretation of it when you want to kind of jam.
Of course. And that's the thing. I mean, it's endless. And then you see what's inside you and, play something, write something, and do it for yourself. And it's endless. And it's such a wonderful thing. Music is such a wonderful thing. And thank God we have it, because without it, who knows what would be happening.
Right, 100%. Especially during this last year. I mean, I think it saved a lot of people for sure.
Myself included.
Yeah, definitely. So, one quick question, because obviously, just because you worked with David Lee Roth before, and he said he's going to retire. Will you be making an appearance on any of these shows that he's going to do?
I mean, I would love to make an appearance. If I was asked, I'm only 4 hours away from Vegas. So, I'm very proud of Dave. And Dave has given us a lifelong, career. And he's given us so much great music. He's given us so many great concerts. And Dave will live on forever. So yes, he's might not be doing any new concerts coming up. He's going to retire, but what he has given us is a lifetime of amazing music, amazing shows. And, I applaud him for sure.
Yeah, you've got to work with some quite incredible frontmen, haven't you? Like whether it's someone like Rob Zombie, I know you've done stuff with Alice Cooper before and the Kiss guys. There's quite a lot of show that goes into the showmanship of it all, isn't there? I mean,
Yeah,
how does that, I mean, how is that for you? How do you play off that as a guitarist?
it's it's strange to really, look to your right and see, you know, just this person that you listen to on a daily basis and you're playing with them. Uh, it's wonderful. It's like a dream. And it's so hard to describe. It's like trying to describe the color blue or something like that. It's just, you can't even describe it, but it really is a dream. And I love doing what I do, and I couldn't be happier. And I just want everything to get back to normal so we can get back to, going to concerts and hanging out with each other and giving people hugs and listening to their stories and things like that, interacting with people. But I think it's coming soon. So,
Trust.
fingers crossed, eyes crossed, legs crossed, everything.
Yeah, exactly. So the album is out. So what's next for you after that then?
Hopefully doing shows, but also I have a documentary coming out,
Oh, great.
and it's done by Mike Savage, and it's this wonderful documentary. It's about not just, about like the things that I've done or things like that, but it's about inspiration and people going after their dreams, and getting up and doing it, and Zombie is in the documentary. Rob Halford is in the documentary. Michael Anthony is in the documentary.
So is it about you? Is that what it's about? Or
Yes, and it's a documentary, and it's really exciting. I can't wait for it to come out. Peter Criss is in it, and Nikki Sixx, all these guys, but it's kind of like my story, but it's also inspiring people to go after their dreams.
I like it. Okay, cool. And completely finished filming it all, edited, ready to go, and it'll be out next year?
No, we still have a couple interviews to do, a little bit filming, but it's really close, and I'm excited about it. It's gonna be really cool, and there's a good message to it too. So just look for it next year. Yeah.
Okay. Do you know where it's going to go out? What channel yet or anything?
Um, Hopefully either it's going to be an Apple TV or Amazon or a Netflix. That's what we have so far.
Okay, cool. Great.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
That sounds really good. We'll be looking out for that. So that's great. All right, John, it was lovely to chat to you. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thanks.